Hola, Hallöchen, liebe Freunde. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lynn. Welcome and thank you for dedicating some of your lifetime into me and my content and learning some of the experiences in my growth process while living in Germany. So if you don't know, I'm a Kenyan lady studying in Germany now for the past 2 years. I came here in 2018 for my master studies, Entschuldigung, sorry, but I'm going to be talking today about my personal growth journey ever since setting foot on German soil. So just a disclaimer, this is just my experiences, and whatever experience any other person has, please feel free to respectfully share it in the comment section. We can talk about it and we can all learn from each other. There's one quote that I saw, I think I will insert it as soon as I remember, but it said, fascism is cured by reading books and racism is cured by traveling. So yeah, I totally agree with this. Everything is just about opening yourself up to gain knowledge, and you get to understand so much, and so much of your prejudices are broken down the moment you open yourself up to experience other people with no preconceived notions. Give everybody a chance and then see how you like it. So today I'm going to just talk about my personal growth journey. I will be talking about some of the stereotypes I had about Germany that I have totally, since my landing here, maybe that has to do just with the south of Germany where I live, but let's get into this. Stereotype number 1. Germans are extremely punctual. I don't know if someone can be extremely punctual, but probably yes. That is totally true. I realized that German people, the sense of time is a respect thing, and it also shows people that you value them, whether it's family, whether it's friends, and especially whether it's business and formal stuff. So in the past, I used to be on my Kenyan time, African timing, if you know what I mean, and by this, I would be late maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But since being here in Germany now, I have really improved on that, whereby now, even when I'm going somewhere, I try to take the bus that is 2 buses before the last one, so that if I'm late, I will be on the last one, which I reach exactly on time. But lately, I try to be somewhere maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes, or even just 5 minutes before the time that I'm supposed to meet, which that is great. Point number 2, a myth or prejudice that people have about the German people. It's something nobody want to talk about, and it's the racism. So, of course, everybody knows there's racism in Germany, in Kenya, everywhere around the world. Yes, that is an actual thing. People warned me even when I was coming to Germany about how horrible I will have experiences. And yes, I was a little bit scared coming here, and maybe that's just because I come from an African country where everyone is black, so I never have to second guess that people might act a certain way because I'm black, because that has just not been my experience in my lifetime in Kenya. And ever since coming to Germany, yes, there might be some people, I'm sure, who have prejudices, but I have just not experienced anything yet that is outright towards me from a German person because I'm black. At least I have not felt that way. So I can say my experiences thus far have been really great. People are very polite to me, and I realize that the German people are very, very aware of racism. I don't know if that has to do with the history of Germany, and kids are taught since they're kids about the history, and many people want to be cautious not to offend anyone, which I totally appreciate this. I would rather people be cautious than people be just outright rude, because I have to say myself, I try to respect everybody that I meet and stay out of people's businesses. And I can just say, it's okay if you don't want to interact with a certain person because you don't relate to them, that's fine, but minimum you need to respect everybody. So yeah, that's one thing that I was expecting horrible experiences, but I really have nothing to say about my experiences with German people other than just positive feedback. Like, that has just been my experience, and I'm so thankful to God because the south of Germany has been kind to me. Point number 3. There is this thing about Germans being so stiff and lacking humor. People really believe that Germans are super serious all the time, but I have come to find out that, wow, it's really a thing which I also had a problem with in the start when I came here, especially in the winter. I'm used to being in a society where everybody says hi to everybody randomly on the street. Everyone is smiling at you and just trying to have some back and forth communication. But in Germany, you will just get the stern face if people don't know you, and some few people will smile at you. Yeah, and that was really stressful for me in the beginning. And then I realized, so the German people are so big on personal space. Like, if I don't know you, don't be in my personal space. And even when I know you, there's some things that are just too much. People don't want you in their personal space. And if you understand German, you will find that people have a lot of sarcastic jokes going on, which are really, really funny if you do understand the language. So maybe one thing to break that prejudice is first learn German, and then you will get the jokes, you know. And yeah, it's really fascinating because the German people are actually, believe it or not, full of humor and jokes, and not super stiff when they know you. But in the start, yeah, they are not as open as Kenyan people. So that is half and half true, you know, in my experience. And then the next point that I have is no small talk and no beating around the bush. People will say something. If it's a yes, it's a yes, and if it's a no, it's just a no. And this is something that I have found to be true. You will not find people trying to just be friendly for the sake of being friendly. People will be polite and respectful, but they will not drag on thing which they don't really intend to stick in. And that's a truthful thing. There's no small talk and fake conversation just to pass time. People will just then keep quiet and just sit there. So that stereotype is actually true. People will not do the small talk. And one thing, this is not a prejudice, but this is how I have grown as a person going forward. I have learned that it is okay to admit when I'm wrong. That is one thing that I really appreciate about the German society. The German people are very quick to say, oh, yeah, tut mir leid, das war mein Fehler. Like, sorry, that was my mistake. I'm so sorry, I was wrong. That is something that took me a while to adjust to, because even now, sometimes I find myself a little bit defensive in situations. Like, I feel the need to explain to people why I did what I did the way I did it, instead of just going, oh, yeah, sorry, I was wrong. But I have learned it a lot, and now I'm really so impressed because I had some conflict with some people from uni, and I'm so proud because I was quick to say, yeah, I understand my mistake. That was my mistake. I'm sorry about that. And I'm so proud because this is just self-development, self-advancement. Saying, sorry, I was wrong does not make you weaker or dumber or not enough. It's just human nature to make mistakes, and it's okay to acknowledge that and apologize and move on. Another thing that I have learned since being here, just one thing, I'm so patient. I'm more patient and self-reflective. More patient in the sense that in the past, I would look at someone and how they're behaving and go, why is he acting like that? Why is she acting like that? Why is she speaking like that? Blah, blah, blah. But now I try more to be as inquisitive as the German people, because I see the German people really invest in, tell me more. Why do you do it like that? Is this really true about your country? And it's just awesome. That's how you learn about each other. Now I'm super patient, where I really try to understand where people are coming from with their statements, with their feelings, with their thoughts, with their behaviors. And this is just so beautiful because the world is such a diverse place. And if we all fit in one box, then life would be absolutely boring. So I'm very patient and self-reflective in situations. When I'm in a situation, I try to think, how could I have done this better? Or what did I probably say or do which I could have changed to not offend somebody else or to be understood better or something like this. It's not always that it's a conflict, but just reflecting back on yourself, or even in the moment before you think about things. I try to self-reflect and also imagine, if someone said this, how would I react? Or how can I react better? Which is really an amazing thing on self-development growth path that I have been taking since coming to Germany. One more thing that I have developed is the fact that not everything that happens is as a result of me being different and me being not German. Like ever since I came here, even before I came, I have always been confident in the person that I am, and I give everybody the chance to interact with me and explore me as a person. And unfortunately, I have met some people who we do not agree, or let's say they're more sensitive to certain things different than I am. Let's just take a perfect example of, first of all, I'm not trying to dismiss any other person's feelings. This is just my feelings. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she really does not appreciate when people say, hey, can I touch your hair, for instance, because that makes her feel like she's being treated like not a human object. And that's understandable. She has the right to feel like that. But on the other hand, I come from a country where when people would see white people, they would want to touch their hair and see what it feels like. So I just do not take offense in things like that. And I think for myself, people don't want to touch me or want to look at my hair closely because they hate me. It's just probably they're inquisitive and it's new to them. So I try to understand that everything is not always meant in the wrong way. And I always learned from my dad to live my life in the way that I'm happiest. And I try to do that and try to think in a big picture. If someone does something outrightly wrong, trust and believe I will be the first to tell them, hey, das ist nicht okay, warum machst du das, blah, blah, blah. I will be the first to do that. But some things, just I look at them more on a broader spectrum, considering my personal experiences in Kenya and what I did and what people do sometimes there. And yeah, that's just my thoughts. So that is how I have developed myself since coming to Germany. And once again, vielen Dank, Leute, für Zuschauen. Thank you so much, people, for watching my video. Till next time, bis nächstes Mal. Tschüssi. Bye. Remember, always be kind and choose happiness.